I welcome you to the new consciousness, the new revolution of this world, which begins with an evolution from within. And from what I've learned during my own studies, my own path in life, it is much easier to try to fight and go against the enemy outside of us than taking responsibility for ourselves and actually making a change, or really becoming the change we want to see in this world. And that it needs to begin from within ourselves. There's an interesting movement that is sweeping the nations, a 99% movement. We are the 99%. And what follows is that we occupy San Francisco, we occupy Wall Street, or we occupy all of these institutions which are corrupt, which breed all of that injustice and the masses being enslaved, which has been happening throughout human history, and nothing really much has changed there. Countless revolutions have been fought to replace one system with another in the hope to create more justice for all. But all of these movements have failed, and they have created more injustice and more suffering. And this has been happening under the name of activism. We are actively opposing those things which lie at the root of human suffering and war and inequality and violence. And people looking for jobs but not having enough jobs, and we going to school and we become programmed to just basically support this consciousness which has allowed for these things in the first place. Throughout human history, these movements have been taking place where the masses opposed those in power because of the injustice the system breeds. We are forced to obey our government. We are forced to obey the system we ourselves have created, but the system which enslaves us. The system which conditioned us to become machines, machine beings, go to work, go to school, then there's entertainment, then you can make money and buy yourself things that are fun. I really believe that this system or this ideology is built on quicksand. Because we human beings are not machines. We are human beings, and we are here to express ourselves creatively and to create consciously. Because we are made to create, which definitely is not something that the system supports. Do what you're told, don't ask too many questions, and then you get a reward. But of course, we have seen that also throughout human history, that the sense of power that the system breeds corrupts. People are corrupted by the power over others, by the power to control, the power to possess. And because of this power, people have been enslaved. Throughout human history, we have been enslaved. Ever since the beginning of time, we have been enslaved, and we have been looking for the promised land where we can be free, where there will be justice for all. But this is part of the illusion, because this land does not exist. It is not a physical place. Because the wars that we see in this world, that this consciousness supports, and that those in power benefiting from war. The interesting phenomenon to me is that in our own lives, we all fight our own wars. Because ultimately, our own lives are a microcosm of the greater problems of this world. And the way, what I'm supporting here, what I'm promoting here is that by improving our relationships, by learning to be more positive in our day-to-day affairs, by creating more peace from within ourselves, and then bringing that peace to other people, that's where the change begins. And even those in power, even those who are behind the banking industry or the war industry, the warmongers, and those corrupt politicians, and all of these people, in reality what they're doing is just basically doing their job. They are people too. They are not the enemy. In reality, we have created those. We have created those. We have put those in office. They are part of the consciousness we all are living in. And the only way to move beyond that is by not giving those power anymore. Not by focusing on the problem outside of us, because this problem has existed, and we are not going to change the problem by overthrowing the government, by occupying Wall Street or occupying San Francisco or occupying whatever. That's the old consciousness. You don't need to do that because you are free. You are a spiritual being. You are a creative being with powers you cannot even begin to imagine. And you will never realize, you cannot even actualize yourself based upon those powers if you focus on the problem outside of you. That's all I'm saying. Going beyond the illusion of duality, mine versus yours, competition, production and consumption, because we are not that. You are not that. I am not that. We are capable of so much more. And if we talk about human potential, our potential, which has never, we're not even scratching the surface of that, because of the situations of our lives are basically about do what you're told, produce, go to school, go to work, that's it. So the journey to the promised land is not a distant land somewhere outside of us where we will be free, but the journey leads within. That's where we find the kingdom, within. That's where we realize our powers, and we can use our powers effectively to create a better world, to co-create a better world. And I really hope that is something that we can work on together. And I'm really excited about these times that we're living in, because I feel that things are changing and things need to change. But the old thinking, the old way of doing things, where we're just trying to go against what we don't want. We're just steering the fire and we're just giving it more power. And actually the idea of empowerment comes to mind, which is about realizing your inner power. Once you realize that power within yourself, you can actualize yourself based upon that awareness. And this is how we can make this world a better place, one person at a time. Thank you for watching and keep it real. Thank you.